Raw versus Smackdown, the battle for brand supremacy. Which brand do I choose? Do I choose Monday Night Raw, the flagship show, the 3-hour show, or do I choose Smackdown, the blue brand, the wrestling show, the better show, really? Instead, I think we're going to wear the purple. You can't really tell it's purple on the camera, but I think we're going to go with the purple polo. I think you guys all know why.
I am phenomenal.
Every ounce in my blood, with every breath in my lungs, won't stop until I'm phenomenal.
So what is up, phenomenal fans? I am back at it again with another video. I'm back in my cold garage with just a polo and a shirt on, and I'm here to talk about WWE Survivor Series 2020, the farewell of The Undertaker, the battle for brand supremacy, the best thing you can fight for in WWE. Not a title opportunity, not just a big marquee match, the battle for either USA Network or Fox, as you can tell in the background. But nonetheless, I am here to talk about Survivor Series. Was it a great show? What did The Undertaker do? Who won brand supremacy? Honestly, I don't really know. I don't really care. But nonetheless, let's get into Survivor Series. We start things off on the Kickoff Show, which I actually watched this time, and we've got a dual-branded Battle Royal. Is it for a title opportunity? No. Is it for a big marquee match? No. It's for, in hindsight, basically nothing. But we've got superstars from Raw and superstars from Smackdown competing in a Battle Royal, and this was some pretty good fun. We had guys like Ricochet, Alexander, the Mysterios were in there, Murphy, we got Shelton Benjamin, we've got a big old collection of people. This was a lot of fun. Ricochet pulled out a nasty looking half-and-half suplex on the apron from Cedric Alexander, but in the end, well, at one point we thought it was the final two. It was Chad Gable who I was pulling for this. I wanted Gable to win it. Chad Gable, no longer Shorty G, by the way, and Dominik Mysterio in the matchup. Dominik eliminates Chad, or they actually eliminated Chad, but Dominik wins the matchup for SmackDown. I almost said Raw there. I thought he was going to be on Raw. All of a sudden, The Miz snoops in from behind, who was sort of eliminated earlier, but wasn't due to technicality. Miz comes in, eliminates Dominik. Miz wins the match. He's already got the briefcase. He wins the all-important 1 point, I guess. But in years past, we learned the Kickoff Show doesn't matter. But The Miz gets the biggest win in his career. Why? Because brand supremacy. We're starting off the main card with the men. We've got the 5-on-5 men's elimination match. We've got Team Raw. Let's see if I can name them all. We've got Captain AJ Styles. We've got Riddle with no first name. We've got Keith Lee, who's actually got a new theme song. He doesn't have that basic jobber theme. He's got some vocals. It's not as good as the other one. You know, bask in his glory for he's doing it all. You know what I'm talking about. Watch it if you don't. But he's got vocals. It's better than that basic jobber stuff. Let's move on. So we've got AJ Styles, we've got Keith Lee, we've got Riddle with no first name, we've got Sheamus, and we've got, who's the fifth one? Let's see if I can name it. He's behind me on the screen. I don't know which side he's on, but who's the fifth guy? Who's the first guy? Let me cheat into the internet real quick. Oh, of course, it's Braun Strowman, the biggest guy in the match. I think he might be bigger than Keith Lee. I don't know. Braun Strowman, how can you forget about Braun Strowman? Team SmackDown, huh? Good luck to me, I guess. We have Seth Rollins, King Corbin, Otis. Oh, Lord, I lost again. So no, I didn't cheat. I knew it all from the top of my head. We've got Seth Rollins, King Corbin, Otis, Jey Uso, and Kevin Owens. I knew them all. 5-on-5 men's elimination. Let's get into it. And this was it the weakest of all the men's eliminations since, like 2016? Probably. Was it good? It was fine. We've got a bunch of talented guys in there, of course. We've got some of the best wrestlers in the world today. But most of the match was just, just talking. SmackDown actually got clean swept. They got swept. Very nice finish, though. Jey Uso went to the top row. He was the last guy. Looked for the splash on Keith Lee. Keith Lee caught him in a fireman's carry. Beautiful. Didn't, stumble around like lots of people do. Just caught him right up. And I thought he was going to go for the Big Bang Catastrophe. The movie hasn't done it in a while. But no. Transitions him into the Spirit Bomb. 1, 2, 3. Absolutely lovely finish. Team Raw sweeping Team SmackDown 5-0. I should probably also add, for some reason, which makes absolutely no sense. For some reason, in the beginning of the match, Seth Rollins gets tagged, and he's just kind of standing there looking at his team, and he yells, "For the greater good," gets down on his knees, sacrifices himself to Sheamus, who nails him with a brogue kick. 1, 2, 3. Rollins lets himself to be eliminated. I guess he just wants to go have fun with Becky Lynch, watch his baby get born. Fair to you, I guess, but I don't know. Clean sweep, Team Raw wins. Awesome stuff. Brand supremacy, yeah. Next up, one of the matches I was low-key really excited for. We got the Tag Team Champions. We've got the Raw Tag Champions, The New Day, versus the SmackDown Tag Champions, The Street Profits. And this match had a lot of time, and this match was so good. I mean, this is what I was excited for. You got two very charismatic tag teams, and you got three of the best wrestlers in the WWE, three of the most athletic guys, and Angelo Dawkins. Sorry, but no, I'm kidding. Angelo's fine. He's He's just no Montez Ford. But nonetheless, we've got the Street Profits in the New Day. Very fun, very energetic match. And as I was hoping would happen, the Street Profits get the clean victory. Somebody's driving by my driveway. Clean victory nonetheless. 1, 2, 3 off of the electric chair blockbuster. I can't think of what they call that. Lovely match. Two lovely teams. Street Profits. I love the Street Profits. A nice big clean victory over one of the best tag teams in the world. Lovely stuff. And again, they got brand supremacy. Next up, in what was obviously the match of the night, screw that match, we've got United States Champion Bobby Lashley and Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn. You know why? They're fighting because Sami Zayn represents more than one country, and also brand supremacy. But in all seriousness, this match, there was hardly any build, it was hardly a match, and I hardly care. It was just Sami Zayn weaseling away from Lashley. They brought back the Vertigo stuff that he did a couple years ago at Money in the Bank, but Lashley ended up locking in the full Lashley, or the full Hurt Lock, or the Hurt, whatever they want to call it. It's a dumb move. It's not a move that's dumb. It's just a dumb name. But nonetheless, Bobby Lashley gets brand supremacy as he wanted it. I mean, they got rid of Retribution. They got brand supremacy. Hurt Business on top of the world. Next up, another match of brand supremacy. Two females that have been fighting all year long. We got Sasha Banks as the SmackDown Women's Champion and Raw Women's Champion Asuka. And as you can tell, I'm sort of trying to fly through these matches. Not that they're bad or anything. The only match that was not really that good was Lashley Zayn, but it fit. But I'm trying to almost rush through to get to the ending. Y'all know what the ending was. But nonetheless, Sasha Banks and Asuka, another match, and it was obviously good. It was, very good. Just nothing specific that I can mention. It was just a very good match. There was some nice submission counters, some nice roll-up counters. In the end, Sasha Banks with a roll-up, actually. 1, 2, 3, pinning Asuka. No Carmella, who I thought would actually cost Sasha the match. But who am I kidding? Carmella wants brand supremacy, just like Sasha Banks did. Next up, the second elimination match. It's not men, it's women. We've got Raw versus SmackDown. Do I bother mentioning the names? I'm gonna get them wrong. We got Nia, Shayna, Lana from Raw. We've got Peyton Royce and Lacey Evans. I did it without the internet. And Team SmackDown, we've got Ruby Riott. We've got Liv Morgan. We've got Bianca Belair. We've got Bayley. We've got Natalya. Look at that. I clean sweeped it, boys. But nonetheless, this was fine. I actually think I enjoyed this more than the men's, which is kind of shocking because this barely had any build to it. But early on in the match, Lana's getting yelled at by Nia, despite the fact that she didn't do anything wrong. In fact, she was actually kind of benefiting the team in the ring. She got an elimination, but Nia and Shayna forced Lana to stand on the steps the entire match, and oh boy, this was a good finish. So anyways, the finish, as I said, it was very good. It was kind of funny though. We ended up getting to the point where we've got Lana and Nia left for Team Raw. Shayna had gotten disqualified. And we've got Bianca Belair from Team SmackDown. Bianca and Nia, of course Nia's legal because Lana's been on the steps for like 20 minutes at this point. But Bianca and Nia are fighting on the outside of the ring. They end up both tumbling over the barricade or whatever. Bianca can't make it back into the ring for the 10 count. Both get counted out. Therefore, Lana's the sole survivor. Lana wins. Lana is the best. I'm not doing that. That's 2018 vibes. But Lana wins. Lana's the sole survivor. I'm low-key kind of intrigued what they do. Nobody went to the announce table. Nia tried to put Belair through the announce table, but nobody goes through the table. But Lana's the sole survivor. Lovely stuff. Next up, the main event, the main event match. We've got a match I'm actually very excited for. We've got Drew McIntyre, the WWE Champion, and Roman Reigns, the Universal Champion. You'll never guess what they're fighting for. And this match was every bit as good as we thought it would be. This was just two behemoths, two men who are on the top of their game right now. Just going to war. This was incredible. The ending came. There was just a great little sequence. Roman Reigns hit Drew McIntyre with a Samoan drop on the announce table. Didn't break. He's trying to channel his inner Nia Jax. Ends up hitting it again, puts him through the table, spears Drew through the barricade. It was a very nice looking spot. Puts him into the ring, hits him with another spear. 1, 2, kick out. Drew McIntyre, our Lord and Savior, kicks out of all that. Oh, this is getting good. Oh, it's so cheesy. We end up getting to the point where we see a lovely ref bump. You love to see it. Jey Uso comes out, who had been told by Roman Reigns to leave after letting Team SmackDown down because brand supremacy and all that stuff. But Jey Uso comes down when the ref is down. Roman Reigns hits a low blow. Jey Uso hit a super kick, Superman punch, ended up locking Drew in the guillotine choke that he'd been using. Drew survives it for about like a minute or so until he's forced to pass out. Ref rings the bell. Match is over. Reigns and Uso are on the ramp. And then Jey Uso and Roman Reigns embracing a little hug. Ah, they love to see it. The family vibes. Roman Reigns head of the table. Jey Uso there to help him. Lovely stuff. But in all seriousness, this match was absolutely great. And I don't think it's the last time we'll see these two fight. This is a money feud in a couple of years' time. As Triple H said in some call or something. But, man, lovely match. match of the night by far. Probably one of the top matches, do I want to say of the year, since the Thunderdome era. This has been one of the top matches. This was just incredible. 30 years ago at the Survivor Series pay-per-view in 1990, we saw one of the best debuts of all time, one of the best superstars who's had one of the best careers, one of the best characters. Tonight we celebrate 30 years of the Gobbledygooker, an incredible career, beloved by all of his fans, so many titles, so many wins, and we're also celebrating that Mark guy, but the Mark guy gets the rub here. We're talking 30 years of The Undertaker. Let's get into it. So I am going to look off of my computer real quick, my bad. I'll put a picture of something over top of me. I guess we'll figure out what it is in post-production, but we're going to go down. They hyped up a bunch of people being there for the celebration, which they ended up doing nothing, but we'll get into that in a bit. We've got, hopefully I don't miss anybody. If I missed somebody, then let me know in the comments below. But we've got Shane McMahon, we've got The Big Show, Jeff Hardy, JBL, Rikishi, everybody's favorite Savio Vega, The Godwins, The Godfather, Mick Foley, Kevin Nash, Booker T, Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair, and of course, Mr. Glenn Jacobs himself, the artist formerly known as Kane. Lovely stuff, but kind of not. Because let me set my computer down real quick. Hopefully I don't shake the camera. If I do, my bad. I'll send you a cookie in the mail. Hopefully you forgive me. But we take about 10-15 minutes. We're getting the entrances of all these old superstars. Commentaries, you know, for everybody that comes out, they're mentioning how, I forgot to put Triple H on that list, by the way. Triple H was there, too. They mentioned how Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Kane, Savio Vega, how they all have history with The Undertaker in, like, you know, whether it's a backstage role, real-life role in the ring. And then we cut to a lovely video package, lovely stuff. WWE's video production staff are one of the best in the world. Lovely stuff there. We come back, nobody's in the ring, other than Mr. McMahon. So all of Taker's friends and stuff didn't even say one word. They all just came out with their theme songs, their Titantrons, made their entrance, you know, woo, and all that stuff. And then they just left. They didn't mention him or anything. So they just left. Mr. McMahon's in the ring. He gives a lovely speech, lovely stuff. We may not like Mr. McMahon for what he's doing to the company nowadays, with, you know, Cameo, Twitch, Barry, all that stuff. We can talk a lot about that later. But Mr. McMahon cuts a lovely little speech. He basically says his legacy will live on forever. He makes it sound like he's dead, but the dude's just finally hanging up the boots. He's wrestled for you for 30 years. But nonetheless, we end up having his theme play, and then we get like some lightning effect on the screen, and they do like a little static version of it. It didn't really make sense, but it was very cool. It was a nice little thing. I wish they would have played that piano version that's on YouTube somewhere. But lovely little stuff. We end up getting the real theme, and oh my, the pyro. The one thing that's good about having no fans, you know, being in the Thunderdome and all this stuff, is the fire for the Undertaker going all around the entire Thunderdome. He gets on his little podium. They rise him in the air, like where he would be standing on the steps. He like rises higher in the air than he normally would. Lovely stuff. This is the final. This is actually kind of sad thinking about it. The final time The Undertaker will make his entrance as technically an active superstar, since, you know, this was, unless he comes back in a few years' time to wrestle at 60 years old and break 15 more bones in his body. This is it for The Undertaker, his final entrance as a technical active superstar. It costs about 30 years of The Undertaker. Now it's time for The Undertaker to rest in peace. He gets on his knees. He does the all pose, as we love to see. Whew. Oh, the emotional part. You know what I'm talking about if you've seen it. The Undertaker pans over towards the Titantron, and they show, some people are saying it's a hologram, but it looked like it was just a picture. Paul Bearer holding up the urn, and oh my gosh, I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. And it just happened a half hour ago. They did the little pose to The Undertaker, just, oh, lovely stuff. Well, he gets up, he does the pose, they play his theme song again. They played it like 4 times in this. Walks away, does the arm. I'm going to lift my arm up. Sorry, it's a green screen. I know I'm standing in front of cheap poster boards in my cold 30-degree garage, but he does the arm thing as we cut to black. Lovely stuff. I can understand why some people will be mad. You know, Sting didn't show up. The Fiend didn't show up. And I'll tell you this. I was one of them people that said, oh, the Fiend should show up. But man, that was just so perfect. The Paul Bearer part especially. Perfect way to send off The Undertaker. I truly believe The Undertaker's truly retired. I don't think he's going to come back, even if it's for a cinematic match. That was too perfect. You know, he's done the stuff where, you know, he sat up after a streak got ended. He laid his gear in the ring after his loss to Roman. He did the thing with Cena. You know, he could say he's retired a handful of times, but without a doubt, arguably, in my opinion, without a doubt, the greatest character of all time. Arguably the greatest superstar of all time. 30 years, managed to stay relevant. Whether he's Biker Taker, Deadman Taker, Old School Church Taker, 5-Star Classic Taker, the Hybrid Taker we've kind of got now. Whatever it is, The Undertaker has been one of the most consistently entertaining characters, whether he's on the dark side, whether he's, doing whatever he's doing to be a good guy. Just incredible career, 30 years of The Undertaker. Thank you, Taker. I know you probably all agree with me when we say this. Thank you, Taker. Just arguably the best career in WWE history. 30 years later, culminating at the event he debuted at. The thing to Paul Bearer, he's got his friends, he's got his ring buddies, he's got everybody there from Shawn Michaels to Triple H, to Savio Vega to the Godwins, to Kane, to all them. And we joke about the Savio Vega stuff, people that he's friends with, people that he's had wars with in the ring, people that he stood across the ring with. That made no sense. Proper English is not in my system right now, but just thank you, Taker. Without a doubt, the greatest superstar of all time, in my opinion. That made no sense, without a doubt. But nonetheless, this video is getting too long. I thank you guys for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of Survivor Series Brand Supremacy. And of course, The Undertaker's final farewell, the incredible tribute to Paul Bearer, the 10 gongs representing a 10-bell salute when he did it. It was just absolutely perfect, capping off one of the greatest careers of all time. I know I've probably said it 15 times in the past 2 minutes, but I'm sorry. I thank you guys for watching. Take care, stay positive out there, and I'll see you guys in the next one.